What up? It's your boy Anon, and today we need to talk about this. Yeah, this is kind of a problem, and I have a few reasons why. Black history in itself is not the problem. It's the celebration of Black history that's a problem. It's being done all wrong and in the wrong type of way. Now, I go to a mostly minority school. Is the Spanish people. They got some Asians, like 2 or 3 of them, and they got a whole bunch of Black people. All right. Now I know that forcing Black history on like Spanish people, the Spanish people who like come from other places, is wrong to force that on them. But they need to know about U.S. history because Black history is about as important as U.S. history, so they should learn it. You know what I'm saying? Because we learn about some stuff in a Spanish class, because I'm learning Spanish, stuff like that. But yeah, so they need, that's a part of American history, so they should learn that. But the fact of it is that Black History Month is the shortest month of the year, right? And I heard that there's some reasons that it's put in the shortest month of the year, but otherwise it's in the shortest month of the year. That's just how it is. And I have no problem with us having a month, right? But at the same time, I do. This is the reason. First of all, it's the shortest month of the year. Second of all, we learn about the same people almost all the time. Ever since I was a little A9, you heard me. I've been learning about Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, Frederick Douglass, and George Washington Carver, and that's about the 4 people. Honestly, I didn't know about Malcolm X until I was in the 9th grade. Malcolm X is now one of my favorite civil rights leaders of all time because he was a G, man. He was gangster, bro. I didn't know about Malcolm X until I was in the 9th grade. All I knew was Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks. About how they teach us, that was the only Black people that existed back in the day. Harriet Tubman, Surgeon of Truth. Yeah, we learned about them, but in that hindsight, you think there was the only Black people that ever existed before us. That's what it makes it seem like, because those are like the only people you hear about. But they have other people from a whole bunch of different time periods that contributed to Black history. And the thing is, my school is mostly minority, right? That's what I said earlier, right? But it's run by white people. Like, nothing against white people, but think of this. My school is run by white people. In the shortest month of the year, February, on the shortest day of that month, Friday, we get off early on Fridays, they decide to do a day attributed to Black people. One day, and it's not even a full day, it's a half day, we learn about Black people. And we do discussions about how we feel about Black history and should it be talked about more, should it be talked about less, stuff like that. And when we get into these discussions, each class is 30 minutes long. We'll be in the middle of a big discussion and it'll get cut off. Now, I don't got a problem talking about Black people. Of course, I love Black people. I'm from that part. My blood is Black. My dad is Black. My mom is Black. Now, I have other stuff mixed inside me. Pause. I got other stuff mixed in me, but I will consider myself mostly Black. I got the hair. I got the nose, kind of. Got the thick lips. The light skin, that's just from like Spanish and white people or whatever. But I'm Black. That's how it is. Both of my parents are African American. So, of course, I'm going to care about my history and stuff like that. I want to care about my history. Not everybody's going to care about their history. Not everybody wants to know their history. But the people who do want to know the history are, deprived of it. I don't know a lot about Black history, but I know more than most people. Like, I can't think of his name. I used to know his name by heart. It was a dude who like got off the Amistad and he was doing a whole bunch of stuff, and they tried to. He was like a free slave. He was like the first free slave, and that was when slavery first happened. He was like the first free slave because of some papers that wasn't signed or something like that, and they tried to deal with it in court, and it allowed him to still be free. So he was like the first free slave ever. I can't remember his name. It was like Atticus something or something like that. Nobody knew about that. I had to read the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Courageous Heroes book, something like that, and it was a good book. Like, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is one of my favorite basketball players because, of course, he got the same name as me. My mama cousin, my second cousin, was named after him, and my mom, and he died, so my mom named after me. So, yeah, but I didn't know about that. I didn't even know Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was an author. That goes to show you how much they try and push away getting knowledge. I didn't know Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was an author. I thought he was just a basketball player, and after basketball, he just rests on his laurels. You know, one of the greatest of all time. He just made money off of that. All the clips on ESPN, all stuff like that. But no, this dude's actually trying to teach. My mind is tripping right now. Trying to teach the African American community, not only in his area but all over, about their history. But it's not even it's barely advertised. It probably was a big book at some point because of the controversy that it probably brought, because he's talking about black people and the courageous things that they did. Black history is a part of U.S. history. Not even a part of U.S. history, but a part of human history itself. Human history itself. Think of that. Not only should the United States learn about black people, but everybody should at least get some knowledge about black people. Besides them being dark of color and what the media says, we all have history. I'm not saying that black history is the most important history. I'm saying it's as equal to any other history. See, like, we learn about Christopher Columbus all the time, but did you know that America was named after a slave on Christopher Columbus' ship? It was a slave. This is a slave-built country, no doubt. The clothes, the cotton for the clothes we get, the ancestors of these cottons was picked by my great grandpa, something like that. See, that's what I'm saying. So before you say, oh, black history is just trying to make black people seem, because I've heard this a couple of times. Black history is like, oh, let's make black people seem superior for 1 month. No, we're not trying to make black people seem superior, but it's just U.S. history classes don't teach enough about black people to let us know about it. So we need a month just to learn about it. As a matter of fact, I feel if you're not learning about black history in U.S. history class, then you should have your own black history class. Now, there is a course or a major or something like that in college, but by the time you enter college and you don't learn about black history, you're not going to want to learn about black history. You're going to be 18, 19 years old. You're not going to be interested in black people at that point once you don't know nothing about black people. If somebody say, hey, you want to take this black history class with me, and you in college, you're like, oh, I already know about black history. Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, Rodney King. But those ain't the only people. And this is the other thing. This is kind of offensive to me in a sense. We learned about black history yesterday, and we spent 2 periods talking about Beyonce. Nothing's wrong with Beyonce, but she is not black history. She's a black woman who's doing good for herself, but she is not black history. She didn't stop slavery. She didn't get to the front of the bus. She didn't do nothing special except make music, and half the time her music isn't that good. I'm not saying Beyonce sucks. I'm just saying that she doesn't always come with quality music. That formation thing. Listening to the lyrics. I went on Rap Genius. I listened to the lyrics and I diverged the lyrics. I was like, let me make sure I heard what I thought I heard. Went on Rap Genius, looked up the lyrics, and she had at least 3 lines that mentioned something about black people. And that's technically the chorus, where she's talking about she liked the dude with the Michael Jackson nose and the afros and stuff like that. So technically saying I like black people. And then for the rest of the song, she talking about riding around in her whip, shaking, drinking stuff, taking Jay-Z to Red Lobster and smashing him, and then taking him on a helicopter, even though Jay-Z makes more money than her, so it should be the other way around. This doesn't make any sense. Beyonce is not black history. If you want to talk about black history, why didn't we talk about, we had to force the teachers to talk to us about Kendrick Lamar's performance at the Grammys. We had to force the teacher to do that. What type of crap is that? You gotta that is, I wouldn't say it's black history. That is what a representation of what black history should be. Black progress, black formation. That is what it is. Not no all that she was talking about. But anyways, that's enough for me. My bad, I'm just going off. But I'm just getting frustrated because we learned about nothing this month except for one day, and that's from 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock. 4 hours we learned about black people when we should have been learning about them all month. At least they could have did a daily black person of the month thing. But they didn't because they don't care. they don't care. They don't need a reason to care because power can bring down anything. Anything that has power can bring down anything else. Whether it's McDonald's. If you work at McDonald's, wink wink, if you work at McDonald's, then you are hit because McDonald's has power. McDonald's is one of the popular restaurants in the world. If you do something to McDonald's, they're gonna shut you down. And obviously that's what they was doing at our school. They're white. They get privileges. So if they want to not teach us about black people, they can. You know why? Because we can't do nothing about it. If we tell them, if we yell at them and tell them that y'all stupid and that y'all not being right, they could easily suspend us, or they can call us for threats or something like that. They can do anything they can because they have privileges. Some people don't want to hear it, but that's how it is. That's how life works. Life works like that. People have privileges, some people don't. Whether it's between boys and girls, whites and blacks, anything, it's privileges all over. Nobody is equal, and it's a shame that is that way. But that's it for me. I know I said it already, but it's too much going on at one time. So frustrating. Like I said, subscribe, rate, comment, give me other stuff that I can do. Follow me on Twitter at AnonIson, Facebook at Kareem at .ison, and I just got a Snapchat like a week ago. So that is AnonIson too. So if you want to see me just take pictures with my eyes big and stuff like that, you can do that too. But that's it for me. I'm out. Too sweet. Deuces.
Get it up, go! Everybody in the house, just wave your hands up in the air.